so in Valkyrie. Das sieht richtig nice aus.
Was, wo Valkyrie?
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
Sieht nice aus.
Wo?
Oh. Ja, er lief gerade einer rum.
Ja, wo?
This is about my arrival, as well as Emily's.
Ja,
Schon wieder
ist aber
There
schon
must
weg.
be an earlier memory that talks about my sisters.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
Now, this memory is important, but it's as if there's something missing. There must be an order to this.
68.
And the cherry on the cake
Ja, ja.
is I drank his cursed tea.
The blood that Mortimer used is deadly poison for a demon. Home won't survive it.
Tai,
Oh, it's over for him.
Tai, was geht bei
He's
dir?
finished.
Immer noch nicht durch.
Ist kaum Zeit.
Ortspausen.
Mit ganz viel gähnen und dann noch mehr gähnen und dann...
And the cherry on the cake
Was
is
ist
I
eigentlich?
drank his cursed tea.
I should come back to this later.
Neues MMO von Tai. Oh, was ist das?
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference.
Ah, es ist Neues rausgekommen.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holmes is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
France, so much effort.
Analysis is correct, but there's no link to what interests me here.
It was a trap right from the...
Previous conference? That's when Mortimer started putting his plan into action. That's how this whole thing began.
At the previous conference 3 years ago, I'm sure he already knew I would bring
This
the
is the
Hillsborough
first event that brought
sisters.
home here.
He knew it.
Oh yeah, I'm on the right track.
Benutze Ruf des Waldes 2, wenn ich unter Wasser gerne war.
Unterwasserwald.
I recall Sparta.
One of Holmes' distant memories and one of his brothers. With an ego like his, he's undoubtedly talking about Mortimer. Could there be a link here? No, at the time they weren't enemies like they are today.
And when
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holmes. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
he feeds Louis, and I...
So Holmes seems certain that Mortimer's been using me, but I get the impression that he's only had this vision recently. It's one of the last ones he had.
I recalled Sparta. It was a trap right from the start. France, so much effort, so much wasted time.
Draußen ist ein Mond.
Was?
He allowed me to bring...
Crazy.
It's about my first vision on the island, the day of my arrival. This could be the beginning of the story, yet Holmes is talking about bringing Emily back again. So there must have been something before this.
He allowed me to bring Emily back again to this conference. Supposedly to find
I'm on the
her
right track
sister,
here.
whereas-
Kann man ja ein paar Demos.
Okay. Phase
Come to me.
Yep.
And the cherry on the cake is I drank his cursed tea. And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily?
I'm getting closer to him.
And coincidentally, who arrives at the same time as Emily? I can't hold out. France, so much effort, so much wasted time. I recalled Sparta. And when
Elizabeth's presence was crucial for Holm. If she was still here, he'd still be alive. This memory is important without a shadow of a doubt. It took place after my arrival with Emily and Cardinal Biaggi, but well before I found out the truth about my nature.
he cut me off from our father, and I didn't say a word. And
One
when
more.
Elizabeth disappeared, he feeds Louis.
So Holmes seems certain that Mortimer's been using me, but I get the impression that he's only had this vision recently. It's one of the last ones he had.
He stuffed his poor son with an occult knowledge that we
Getting to
usually
the end here.
months to get to the children. I recalled Sparta. He broke the rules! He allowed me to bring Emily back again. I must speak to you.
Wieso ist man dann Chemist und lieber Lila und mein Gourmet
And
nicht?
the cherry on the cake.
Weil
And the
Spezialist
cherry on the cake
Ah,
is I
Spezialist
drank
sind
his
Lila.
cursed tea. He trapped me. He poisoned me to stop me from being able to leave this body. He cut off
Mir war's
all
nicht.
communication with father.
Bei mir Chemisten auch
Brought
nicht.
his children here. How could I not have seen it earlier? He's going to absorb me. The traitor! No one can stop him now. Hurry, Louis. I absolutely must see you before it's too late.
Ja.
If you have managed to follow my thoughts, come to me. Quickly!
Trällern OP. Trällern too strong.
Das ist gar nicht so strong, das muss man ja einsetzen, das ist viel zu kompliziert. Nicht passiv, dafür ist es nicht zu strong.
Kommt weg.
Louis, hurry! He's coming!
What's happening?
60 HP
Sense him. He's here. He's trying to get inside me, Louis.
und
William
vor
has
Fox.
completely lost his mind. He's getting ready to pull out all the stops. He's going to devour my mind, Louis. I'm not going to be able to stop him.
Louis, you are here. I sense your presence.
What? But he can't even see me.
Congratulations, my son. You have succeeded in joining us.
Louis, don't let him draw you in there. You are signing your death warrant if you decide to follow him. I won't be there to protect you.
It's over, my son. We have won. A new order can be born.
Louis, I'm so weak. I can feel him entering. I can no longer keep him out. He's coming.
He's here!
I can. Can you see him?
He's here! He's coming closer to you!
Where? Louis. I don't want to just disappear. He's inside my mind. I can feel him crushing me.
He's just in front of you!
I'm so sorry, brother. There's nothing you can do to stop me now. You made your choice, and you have lost.
I was wrong about him from the very beginning. He's mad. He must be stopped. You can still do something, Louis. Don't let him get away with all this so easily. I implore you.
Hör mal, was du willst machen.
Good luck. Have fun.
I'm sorry, Uncle, but I've decided to follow Father.
But how can you trust him?
He's my father, and there's so much he has to show me. I'm not responsible for what happened to you. That's your business, the two of you.
You are just as mad as he is, Louis. You'll end up just like him.
It's over, brother. Don't fight it.
You will be punished for this.
Perhaps, but you won't be there to see it, will you?
You will be punished.
Vielleicht so ein Makro zum Abbau. Wenn ich viermal den Namen reinschreibe, dass es viermal für mich raufhackt oder fünfmal.
Where am I?
It's all right, son. Don't panic. It's over.
I'm back? Where are the guests?
I invited them to go up to their rooms. They're resting. Don't worry.
Gregory?
We won, Louis. It's over.
He's dead?
Definitively. Now the way is clear. At any rate, rejoice. Great things await us.
What did you do to him?
I devoured his soul.
But I didn't see you use the Holy Lance.
Indeed not. I didn't need to. Can't you guess how I did it? The Lance of Longinus is just a vessel, Louis. It could have been any object that had the blood of Christ on it. The blood of an ancient, more precisely. But I didn't need the blood of an ancient. You see, I have been in dear Lord Mortimer's physical body for longer than my brother has been in Sir Gregory Holmes. Therefore, I am an ancient, Louis.
He was your brother. Why did you kill him? He never meant you any harm.
Oh, Louis, I am exhausted. Let's talk about this later.
No, tell me why now. I want to understand.
Stubborn as a mule. After centuries of trying to convince him, I assure you I had no other option than to do away with him. He would never have allowed me to depose our father. In the past, he had already opposed me, and sometimes very violently. He seemed to you like a man of peace, because you did not represent any danger to him. But I can assure you, he was not. With anything to do with our father, he would be merciless. In any case, what's done is done. I'm going to rest in the dining room. Join me there when you're ready. The time has come to end this little antisocial gathering.
I did well not to follow home, didn't I? Come on, let's get it over with and join Mortimer in the dining room.
Oh, schon wieder Anglerfisch. Doch wieder sauteuer, ja. Also keine Angler-Liefereinsatz heute wieder.
Right, now's the time to join Mortimer. I won't be able to go back after... Here we go.
Louis, I was expecting you.
Do you feel better?
Yes, don't worry, I'll be all right. I wanted to speak with you about what's going to happen next.
Toll.
But before we begin,
Dreimal
I would like you to
Krokosalat
give me back
für die
the Holy Lance,
Sterngourmet
please.
Liefereinsatz.
Now that Gregory is gone,
Dreimal
you
eins.
won't be needing it
Aha.
anymore, and
Einmal
I
für
prefer to put
50
it
Gil,
back in its
einmal für
place.
2500 Gil und einmal für 20.000 Gil. Hätte nicht noch ein günstiger da sein können, dann hätte ich 3 gehabt. Nein, der letzte kostet 20.000.
I no longer have it.
Das halt auch nicht.
Auch nicht selbst bauen.
Bau nie was selber für diese Einsätze, das ist mir viel zu aufwendig. Entweder ich kann es instant kaufen oder ich lasse es sein.
Didn't Monsieur Bonaparte give it back to you?
No. So, the rascal stole it from you, did he?
It's not something I'm proud to admit, but yes. He thought I was trying to rob you and that it would compromise the conference.
How typical of him. This conference will have been one of the most eventful I've ever known.
I'll just have to take your word for it.
Before I get to why we're here,
Die
you must know
Sammler-
that I've been watching you very
Praktisch
closely over these past few days. I was impressed by your intervention to prevent Peru from killing himself. You remind me of myself when I was starting out. As far as the door of my crypt is concerned, it is a pity that you lost your hand while trying to open it. You succeeded in telling the Hillsborough twins apart. Even for me, that wasn't an easy thing to do at first. I remain proud of what you achieved for me by falsifying that letter to the Pope on behalf of Piaggi, because I know that was not an easy task. But the important thing is that you escaped the worst with Volner, because he could have killed you when you were in the guise of Piaggi.
Yes, it was a bit touch and go.
Which leads me to a chat about what I envisage for you now. You are the chosen one, Louis. The one I've been waiting for all this time.
Thank you,
We are going to be able to become one.
I don't quite follow you.
Be proud of yourself, son, for you are the one I have chosen to be my next mortal coil.
But what about me?
Am I imagining things, or did he just tell me to my face that he's going to eat me?
Unfortunately, no, you won't survive the transfer, but I want you to know that I only select my bodies from my own children, and that you are the one who has impressed me most. It's far from being my first time, as you can imagine. I didn't think it was possible to find a more promising son than dear Augustus. You can be very proud of yourself.
Sammlerscheine.
Well, wait a second, hang on.
500 Stück,
Do you realize what
Handwerk-
you're saying? Are you insane?
Oh, come, my son. Let's not end everything on a bad note, please.
Son of a bitch! He's not going to get away with this so easily. I must make him get closer to me.
Come now, don't complicate things.
Wait, I have something else you want.
Well, look at that. You found it. Decidedly, you are very resourceful, Louis. You impress me right up to the very last. For Al-Azif, I am willing to get closer.
600 KP.
Gut.
Congratulations, my son. You had a backup plan.
Well, I did learn from the best.
What a pity you got the wrong lance.
Shit.
Leave me.
As Mortimer had planned, Napoleon Bonaparte sold Louisiana to the United States after purchasing it from Spain. Bonaparte continued his political and military ascension until he proclaimed himself emperor. He went on to invade a large part of Central Europe. The legend of Napoleon persisted after his death, conferring on the emperor the role of Messiah for France. Remaining very popular, George Washington put an end to the various internal rebellions without violence and re-established trade agreements with Great Britain. Upon his death, he became a national hero and left an entire nation in a state of mourning. On his return to Spain, Manuel Godoy proceeded to give Louisiana up to France. Later on, he became the target of the Crown Prince of Spain, Ferdinand VII. The latter gave no respite to his mother's lover, going as far as condemning him to exile. He confiscated all of Manuel's titles and possessions, as well as those of his mistress, Pepita. Pursued, they ended up living out their last years in France in poverty and anonymity. The influence von Wollner had over King Frederick William ironically ended up working against him. The sovereign thrust him into increasing repression until the end of his reign. Von Wollner became the object of the people's hatred, was therefore stripped of his titles and land by the new king, and died in poverty to general indifference in the Prussian countryside. The Duchess, through her close ties with the crown, made it possible for Great Britain to build closer links with the United States on both the diplomatic and commercial fronts. She became inseparable from Marchioness Cunningham, reputed for being the most influential mistress of King George IV of England, and whom she inducted into the Golden Order. His Eminence, having successfully accomplished his mission, returned to His Holiness the Pope with full honors. Although all his ambitions had become possible, to the stupefaction of his entourage, the cardinal preferred to retire to his Tuscan monastery, far from all political and diplomatic entanglements. Fascinated by the techniques involved in exorcism and demonology, he dedicated the last years of his life to the study of Inquisition reports. Sarah de Richet threw herself into the Seine River from the Pont des Arts before a crowd of dumbfounded bystanders just a few days after her son's return to Paris. He spoke of his aging mother's recent depression and took over the running of the Golden Order, whose expansion was rapid. On his return to Paris, Peru gave himself up to his peers of the revolutionary courts. He admitted to being implicated in several state corruption cases. Found guilty of treason toward the Republic, he was executed without a trial. No more was ever heard of Lord William Mortimer. His sudden disappearance was the subject of conversations in the European courts, but only for a few months.
Aber ich werde die dann über kurz oder lang auch haben, weil in 2 Gebieten habe ich es fertig und in den restlichen habe ich einen gewissen Progress, kein übermäßig weiten, aber spätestens der 4. Char dann will das abschließen, dass der Gunbreaker jetzt noch nicht ganz schafft. Der 4. Char dann müsste schon mal sehr gut sein. Gunbreaker scheint mir auch sehr gut. Inzwischen schon relativ sicher. Erstmal mindestens 70 werden, damit ich die Rota wirklich habe.
Der Gangplank gut.
Ja, ich kenne keinen Gangplank. Vielleicht sagt es ist kein Gangplank.
Der Gangplank hat eine Knarre und ein Schwert.
Ja, aber der hat keine Knarre und ein Schwert. Der hat ein Schwert, das ab und zu mal schießen kann. Aus dem Schwert raus.
Prozent Akku steigend. 1